Hello students. In last video we seen spamming, cyber defamation, internet time theft, salami attack and data diddling. While explaining second point in salami attack, I used a word significant. Sorry for that. That is insignificant. In salami attack, alterations are made so insignificant that in a single case it would go completely unnoticed. In this video, we will see some more cyber crimes. Okay. The next cyber crime is a forgery. The act of forging something, especially the unlawful act of counterfeiting a document or an object for the purposes of fraud or a deception. Here, counterfeiting means making the same copy. They will counterfeit a currency notes, mark sheets, documents, etc. They will use a high quality scanners and printers to make these. In many colleges, they are counterfeiting the mark sheets and degree certificates and selling them to students for a money purpose. The next cybercrime is a webjacking. The hacker gains access and control over a website of another. He may even change the information on the site. The actual owner of website does not have any more control over what appears on that website. Here, hacker forcefully takes control over a website by cracking a password and later he will change it so that the actual owner of website does not have any more control over on his website. The hacker can edit that website. He may change the information which is already present in a website. The next cybercrime is a industrial spying or a industrial espionage. Here, espionage means practice of spying or using spies typically by governments to obtain some political and military informations. In industry also, in organizations also, they will use a spies on a enemy. I think you all know about what is spying. Spying means obtaining a information about enemies or competitors secretly. In industry also, the spies get information about product finances, research and development, and this activity, collecting the information using spies, this activity is known as industrial spying. Industrial espionage is a illegal and unethical theft of business trade secrets for use by a competitor to achieve a competitive advantage. It is often done by an insider or an employee who gains employment for the express purpose of spying and stealing information for a competitor. Okay, the cyber spies will do this to achieve a competitive advantage and he steals information to the competitors. He may gain some money advantages. Okay, how they will do this? They will use a Trojan horse and spyware materials. Okay, these are easily available programs. So low skilled individuals are also now getting a high profit by doing this industrial spying by using a Trojan horse programs and spyware materials. One interesting case is a software engineer in London. He created a Trojan horse program specially designed to extract the important data from a machines infected by his program. He made a business out of it by selling his program to Israel company. What it does, which would use it for a industrial spying by planting or inserting this Trojan horse program into competitors' networks, and he may gain a advantage from a competitor's network or a competitive organizations. The next cybercrime is a newsgroup spam or crimes emanating from Usenet newsgroups. Spamming of Usenet news groups actually predates a email spam. It means it is like a email spam only, but here they will make use of a Usenet news groups for spamming. Already we seen what are Usenet news groups. Those are online discussion groups. Okay. The first widely recognized Usenet spam, titled Global Alert for All, Jesus is Coming Soon, was posted on 18th Jan 1994. Okay, it means they will post a spam messages in a news groups to make people afraid. What they posted here? Jesus is coming soon. They posted this spam message in a Usenet news groups so that they will make a people afraid and they will get a advantage from them. Another example like this is they may post a message like this world's history is coming to a climax. Like this, likewise, they may post many messages using these news groups. The next cybercrime is a hacking. Every act committed toward breaking into computer and or network is a hacking, and it is an offense. Okay, the purpose of hacking are many. The main are greed, power, for publicity, for taking a revenge, adventure, destructive mindset. Okay, for these all purpose the hacker may commit a hacking. Hackers, how they will do hacking? Hackers write or use a ready-made computer programs to attack on a targeted computers. Okay, hackers will do this hacking for a personal monetary gains, means to get the large amount of money from people by stealing the credit card information, transferring amount from various bank accounts to their own account. They will withdraw money from people's bank accounts. Okay, the hackers extort, it means they will force or a threat some corporate giants like a big businessmen to get a money. Okay, or for hackers always government websites are a targeted list in for a hacking, for hacking. Okay, in hacking we oftenly heard three terms: hackers, crackers, and freakers. Who are hackers? Who will break the security system for the sole purpose of checking the holes in the system and rectify this. There are two types of hackers. Type 1 is a person who refer to skilled computer program or a software professional. Type 2 is a person who uses computers to gain unauthorized access to data. We may call him as a cracker also. Okay. In a hacker there are two types. The hacker will do hacking for as a software professional also, as a cyber criminal also. Okay, as a software professional he will break the security system, and whatever problems are there he will check and he will rectify. For a second type, he will break the system for as a unauthorized user, and he may steal the information from the computer. Second one is a cracker. Who is a cracker? Who breaks into a security system of a computer for a criminal and a illegal reasons, or for personal gains also. The third one is a freakers. Freakers are those who targeting a phones. The next cybercrime is online frauds. They have given three types of online frauds here: spoofing websites, virus hoax emails, and spoofing. We will see one by one. The first we will see spoofing website. What they will do here, it also includes the email security threats also. Okay, here cyber criminals or frauds create a websites which look like a authentic one, genuine one, but those are not a real one, those are spoofed one. The purpose of these websites to make user to enter personal information. Okay, why they will spoof websites? They will make them user to enter a personal information which is then used to access the business and bank account information. Okay, this kind of online fraud is common in a banking and financial sector. Usually the frauds send an email which contains a link to spoof a website, and they will mislead a users to enter a user ID and password, and user have to be and users have to be alert and careful about these kind of emails containing a links with request to enter a personal details, bank account details, like that. Okay, the next is virus hoax emails. These are the messages or warnings to the recipients about computer viruses which is not exist or a not real one. The message usually chain of emails that tells recipients to forward it to everyone like friends, family members, etc. Sometimes these warnings may be genuine, so recipients always in dilemma whether to take them lightly or seriously. One example we will see, those are lottery frauds. Here we will get a email that he or she won a prize in a lottery. If we believe this as a genuine and open the email, they will take up bank details telling that they will transfer a money, and they will get a information or a details, our bank details, and they can be used easily for other scams. So a wise action is to take first we have to confirm by visiting an antivirus site such as McAfee and other websites before taking any action such as forwarding them to friends, colleagues, etc. The next is a spoofing. Okay, it means illegal intrusion posing as a genuine user. Okay, what happens here is a hacker logs into a computer illegally using a fake ID. Then he creates a new ID by fooling a computer, and he will make computer to think that the hacker is a genuine system operator. Then hacker takes control of that system, then he can commit many number of fraud using a fake ID by using that computer. Thank you.